Now this very short lesson on building relationships, improving our relationships, is on criticizing. Now I did one previously, I think, on complaining. Well, complaining is a bit different than criticizing. Complaining is more non-specific. It's too cold, it's too hot, it's too far, it's too humid. Why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? They tend to be more general, more non-specific. You're just plain not happy about something, and you want to inflict that on someone else. That's complaining. Criticizing, although they might seem similar, they're different. Criticizing generally is directed more at a person or an agency. Particularly it's a person. And what you're doing is you're zeroing in like a laser on something that person does or has done, and you're tearing it down. And generally, when you criticize, if you listen to yourself, you'll hear you say something like, you never do this, or you always do that wrong, or you're just not the type that can do this, or why did you have to do it that way? Can't you think it through? There are personal attacks. Criticism generally is a personal assault on another person's being. Can you imagine how damaging that is to your relationship if the other person feels as though who they are, the person they are, is being attacked? First of all, defenses go up. They might get belligerent. They might want to retaliate in some way, emotional way. It certainly is not conducive to building, improving relationships. And again, it doesn't help matters. If someone does do something wrong, and I mentioned this in other videos, what good does it do to just harp on it continually? If there's a problem that needs to be resolved now, something that needs to be fixed, then that's where your focus should be. What do we do now? If your tires are old on your car and you knew you should have replaced them and you didn't replace them, and now one is flat and you're on the expressway, well, you can waste the time nitter-nattering about the fact that they were never changed, or why didn't you do this, or why didn't you buy those tires, or why didn't you do this? But really what you've got is a problem on your hands. You have to change that tire now. You have to call a wrecker now. What are you going to do now? That's where your focus should be. To attack someone because your spouse, for example, should have taken care of those tires, and you're always like that. You're always wait till the last minute. You never do things. The key is when you hear the words never, always, things like that. Assaults on someone's personal being, they're not helpful. They will destroy your relationships. So eliminate criticism from your life. It takes practice, especially if you've made it a habit up to this point. You're certainly not being helpful to them. You're not helping them improve themselves by tearing them down. It doesn't work that way. So stop criticizing.